Guard Captain Ireland clamped a gauntleted hand on Mara's shoulder. Queen's orders. Nursery. Now. Mara nodded once, keeping her steps even as he shoved her through the towering nursery doors. Crystal chimes tinkled overhead, but the air hung thick with frustration. Queen Serith loomed at the chamber's heart, her iridescent scales flaring under the glow orbs. Two tiny hatchlings huddled in a nest of silken weaves. Prince Kesh and Princess Vela, their mouthplates clamped tight. Physician Prime Threx bowed low before the Queen, his data slate clutched like a shield. Majesty, Protocol 17B, enriched slurry via vibrational spoon, refused. Protocol 23, scent masking vapors, vomited. Protocol, enough. Sarith's tail lashed, cracking against a pedestal. Vases shattered, 3 cycles. No nutrient intake. My heirs waste away. Threx's mandibles clicked. The human's envoy claims expertise in soft diplomacy. But uncredentialed, silence. Sarith's gaze pinned Mara. You, cultural liaison. Your kind breeds fast. Survives famines. Fix this. Fail. And Ireland feeds you to the void beasts. Ireland tightened his grip on his shock lance. Mara felt its hum against her back. She bowed her head, palms open. Permission to approach, Majesty? Serith waved a claw. Ireland shoved Mara forward. Threx hissed. Kesh spotted her first. The prince hatchling reared up, his tiny frills quivering. Wary eyes, golden slits, locked on Mara's soft skin, her lack of scales. He sniffed the air. Human scent. Warm, milky, utterly alien. Threx thrust forward a feeding spoon, its bowl humming with nutrient vibrations. Open, Highness. Protocol mandates. Keisha's claw flashed. Slap. The spoon clattered across the floor, slurry splattering Threx's robes. Insolence. Threx recoiled, mandibles agape. Vela watched her brother. Her mouthplate sealed shut with a decisive click, mimicking perfectly. She crossed her forelimbs, tail thumping the nest. Sorith growled. See? Royals defy even you, Physician Prime. Threx straightened. Isolation chamber next. Force feed if required. No. Sarith's voice cracked, a rare fracture in her regal armor. They sense my desperation. It weakens them. Mara knelt slowly, 5 paces from the nest. Guards flanked her. Irlon loomed closest, lance primed. She kept her hands empty. Visible. No tools, no sudden moves. Majesty, Mara said softly. One human routine. Permission, hands empty. No protocols. Serith's eyes narrowed. One chance. Fail. And die. Threx sputtered. Unsterilized flesh near heirs. Erland shifted, ready to strike. Mara ignored them. She sat cross-legged on the warm stone, palms up. Distance perfect. Close enough for curiosity, far for safety. Kesh tilted his head. Vela peeked from behind him. Watch, Mara murmured. She clapped once. Soft, rhythmic. Clap, clap, pause. Clap, clap, pause. Kesh blinked. His frill twitched. Vela uncurled a fraction. Mara smiled, teeth hidden. Aliens hated that flash. She patted her knees. Pat, pat, pause. Pat. Pat, pause. Matched the claps. Kesh copied. Tiny claws patted his own nest weave. Pat, pat. Hesitant. Vela joined. Pat, pat, pause. Her tail flicked, not in anger but interest. Threx leaned in. Primitive mimicry. Irrelevant. Sorith silenced him with a glare. Mara escalated. She bounced her palms together, then hid her face behind them. Peek. Boo. Kesh froze. Then he hid his own face with his claws. Peek. A chirp escaped his mouthplates. Vela squealed, copying. Hide peek chirp. Her plates parted a sliver. Ireland grunted. They're playing. Mara kept rhythm. Clap, pat, hide, peek. She added a sway. Gentle rock. Human lullabies hummed in her mind, but she sang none. Voice too foreign. Action first. Kesh scooted forward. One claw stretched toward her palm. Tested texture. Soft, warm, not sharp like scales. Vela followed. Bolder. She batted Mara's finger. Giggle chirp. Trust sparked. Mara nodded to Serith. May I offer slurry now, Majesty? Their game. Sarith hesitated. Pride warred with hope. Do it. Threx snatched the spoon. I administer... No. Sora snatched it herself. Dipped fresh from the warmer. Held it out. Mara took it carefully. Empty hand first. Palm up. Kesh patted it. Trust hold. She scooped a tiny dollop. Held it like a prize. Hide it behind her palm. Peek. For you. Kesh's eyes widened. He leaned in. Lapped once. Slurry vanished. Vela shoved forward. Me. Mara obliged. Hide peek lap. They took turns. Chirping demands. Threx's data slate beeped. Nutrient uptake. Rising. Voluntary. Irlin lowered his lance a fraction. Human trick. Works. Sarith watched. Unblinking. Her tail stilled. Minutes passed. Hatchlings drained half the bowl. Kesh yawned, curling against Vela. Vela nuzzled back, plates slack. Mara set the spoon down, backed away. Hands empty again. Sarith stepped forward, knelt. Unheard of for a queen. She touched Keish's frill. Steady pulse. Vela's too. You bridged it. Sarith's voice softened. Play. Trust. Our ways demand hierarchy. Yours defies it gently. Mara bowed from her seat. Humans raise young through games, Majesty. Builds bonds before rules. Threx cleared his throat. I concede. Monitor this routine protocol. Irlin sheathed his lance. Threat neutralized. Keish stirred, reached for Mara's retreating hand. Chirped sleepily. Vela echoed. Sarith lifted them into the nest. Return tomorrow, human. Dawn cycle. Mara rose. Irlin escorted her out. No shove this time. Doors sealed behind her. In the antechamber, whispers spread. Servants stared. One cycle saved. But Keish's golden eyes haunted her. Wary still. Testing deeper bonds tomorrow. What if play failed next? Royals hungered for more than slurry. Mara knelt to the twins' eye level and kept her palms visible. Prince Kesh hissed from his cradle. Golden eyes narrowed. Princess Vela mirrored him. Frill flaring. Their cradle nest quivered under the nursery's dim glow globes. Guard Captain Irlin stepped between Mara and the cradles, his lance angled down. Tip gleaming. One twitch toward them, human. Poison ends you. Mara held still. She breathed even. The air thickened with the twins' sharp, musky fear scent. Slurry bowls sat untouched beside the nests. Coagulated now, Queen Sarith loomed at the chamber's edge. Her tail lashed once. Physician Prime. Your interventions failed. This liaison claims species insight. One supervised attempt. Before the neural feeds, Physician Prime Threx clutched his data slate. Mandibles clicked. Majesty. Uncredentialed improvisation risks cascade failure. Nutrient rejection at 98%. Dehydration imminent. Proceed, Sarith snapped, her voice cut like crystal. Mara nodded. No rush. She eased her shoulders low, copied the twins' posture, knees tucked, arms curled loose like resting limbs, palms up. Empty. Kesh tilted his head, sniffed the air. Vela chirped sharp, demanding. Minutes ticked. Irlin's lance hovered. Trex's slate beeped warnings. Kesh uncurled first, crept to the cradle's rim. Nose ridges flared. He lunged forward, sniffed Mara's sleeve, fabric rustled. Then his claw flicked her ID tag. Metal pinged soft. Vela shoved him aside. Mine, her chirp pierced. Mara smiled faint. Stayed curled. Hey, little explorers. Found something shiny? Kesh batted the tag again. Harder, it swung. Vela snatched at it. They tussled, frills bumping. Ireland tensed. Threat display. Wait. Sarith's tail stilled. Mara uncurled slow. Scooped the nearest slurry bowl. Kept it low. Shiny game first, then yum? Threx snorted. Infantile deflection. Uptake protocols demand direct administration. Kesh paused, eyed the bowl, backed into the nest. Maris returned. Mara set the bowl down. Midway between them, backed farther, palms up again. She tapped her tag, made it dance. Catch the shiny. Hide it quick. Vela's eyes widened. She poked her head out. Kesh followed. Mara hid the tag behind her palm. peaked fingers. Gone. Where'd it go? Kesh chirped, leapt to the cradle edge. Vela clambered after. Ireland shifted. Lance dipped a fraction. They're approaching. Monitor vitals, Threx ordered. His aide scrambled with scanners. Mara peeked the tag, glinted. Kesh lunged. Missed. Vela swatted. Tag spun. They giggled. Chirped. Nutrient proximity, Threx muttered. Slate beeped. Mara scooped a tiny slurry dollop on her finger, hit it with the tag. Shiny has a friend, sweet friend. Kesh froze, sniffed deep, leaned in, lapped once. Slurry vanished. Vela shoved forward. Me, Mara obliged. Hide peak lap. They took turns chirping demands. Threx's data slate beeped louder. Nutrient uptake. Rising. Voluntary. Erlin lowered his lance a fraction. Human trick. Works. Sorith watched, unblinking. Her tail stilled. Minutes passed. Hatchlings drained half the bowl. Kesh yawned, curling against Vela. Vela nuzzled back. Plates slack. Mara set the spoon down. Backed away, hands empty again. Sarith stepped forward. Knelt, unheard of for a queen. She touched Keish's frill. Steady pulse. Vela's too. You bridged it. Her voice softened. Play. Trust. Our ways demand hierarchy. Yours defies it gently. Mara bowed from her seat. Humans raise young through game's majesty. Builds bonds before rules. Threx cleared his throat. I concede. Monitor this routine protocol. Irlon sheathed his lance. Threat neutralized. Kesh stirred, reached for Mara's retreating hand. Chirped sleepily. Vela echoed. Sorith lifted them into the nest. Return tomorrow, human. Dawn cycle. Mara rose. Irlin escorted her out. No shove this time. Doors sealed behind her. In the antechamber, whispers spread. Servants stared. One cycle saved, but Keisha's golden eyes haunted her. Wary still, testing deeper bonds tomorrow. What if play failed next? Royals hungered for more than slurry. Dawn glow filtered through the palace vents. Mara strode the corridors again. Her boots echoed soft on scaled stone. Servants bowed deeper now. Whispers trailed. The soft-skinned feeder. Irlin waited at the nursery doors. No lance drawn. Enter. They roused hungry. Mara nodded. Slipped inside. The twins tumbled from the nest. Kesh spotted her first. Bounded forward. Claws skittered. Vela raced after, frill half raised. Threx stood by. New bowl ready. Thicker mash. Slurry insufficient. Solids required. Refusal persists. Sarith perched on her throne days. Eyes sharp. Prove consistency, liaison. Mara knelt again. Palms visible. Morning explorers. Bigger gain today? Keish skidded to halt. Sniffed her sleeve. Ooh, flicked the ID tag. Routine now. Vela headbutted his side. Mine first. Irlon lingered at the door. Hand on hilt. No surprises. Mara scooped mash, made a mound, hid the tag beneath, buried treasure. Dig for shiny. Kesh pounced. Claws parted the mash. Tag glinted. He lapped a glob. Vela dove in. Mess flew. Threx's slate spiked. Texture acceptance. Voluntary solids. Sorith leaned forward. Tail tip twitched. They devoured. Coated in mash. Chirped victories. Mara wiped chins gentle. They leaned into her touch. But Vela paused mid-lap. Frill drooped. Pushed the bowl. No more soft. Kesh nodded. Eyed Mara. Demanded with a flick to her tag. More play? Mara guessed. Stood slow. Balanced on one foot. Wobbled. Human tower? Climb? They froze. Then charged. Clambered her legs. Pulled at sleeves. Giggled as she teetered. Erlin gripped his hilt. Climbing the threat? Contain. Threx warned. Sarith rose. Watched close. Mara toppled gentle, onto cushions. Twins pinned her. Nuzzled necks. Lapped stray mash from her collar. Bond deepened, but mash bowl half full. Vela whined. Hard food. Threx thrust forward a crystal shard. Protocol solid. Essence crystal. Mandatory minerals. Kesh recoiled. Hiss fierce. Vela burrowed into Mara. Mara held them. Slow. Shiny game for crystals. She dangled her tag near the shard. Hide peak. Kesh sniffed, touched claw to crystal. Flicked tag instead. Vela tried. Nipped the shard edge, spat. Clung tighter. Sarith's mandibles tensed. They reject core sustenance. Mara rocked them. Hummed low, human lullaby rhythm. One step. Trust the game, Threx scoffed. Sentiment wastes cycles. Erlin paced, Errol's vulnerable. Kesh uncurled. Eyed the crystal. Mara hid tag behind it. Shiny guard. Brave it. He leaned, lapped crystal. Kesh's tongue flicked out. It lapped the crystal's glowing edge. A faint chime hummed from the shard as minerals dissolved. Mara held her breath. Vela uncurled from her lap. The princess mirrored her brother. Her own tongue darted forward. Lap, chime. Both twins glowed under their frills. Content sparkles. Threx's claws clicked. Minimal intake. Insufficient for growth cycles. Sarith's mandibles parted. They must consume the nutrient paste. Full measure. Mara nodded. She kept her arms loose around the twins. The mash bowl sat half full on the low table. Creamy blue sludge spiked with royal enzymes. Alien scent hit her nose. Sharp, like fermented citrus. Twins had lapped it earlier. Now they pushed it away. Irlin loomed at the chamber's edge. His armored tail swished. Human proximity risks contamination. Observed bonding, Sarith cut in. Her voice sliced precise. Proceed, Liaison Ven. Mara reached for the spoon. Silver alloy etched with palace crests. Protocol demanded straight thrusts. Threx had tried that. Twins hissed, claws out. Not today. Mara gripped the handle light. She dipped it deep into the mash. Blue glob quivered. She lifted it slow. Both pairs locked on. Frills twitched. Airplane time, Mara murmured. She swooped the spoon side to side. Slow loops through the air. Engine hum escaped her lips. Brrrr. Vela's head snapped up. Both eyes bulged wide. She tracked the spoon's arc, leaned forward. Neck stretched. Tiny claws gripped Mara's knee. Kesh froze mid-lick. Crystal forgotten. His frill flared electric blue. Threx hissed. Ray. Frivolous motion scatters nutrients. Irlin stepped closer. Weaponized utensil? Sarith waved them silent. Her gaze pinned Mara. Mara looped wider. Spoon dipped low. Climbed high. Mash stayed put. Human wrist flick. Steady. Twins' breaths quickened. Gills fluttered. She paused the spoon at her own mouth. Opened wide. Took a tiny taste. Sweet tang burst on her tongue. She smacked lips. Safe flight fuel. Vela chirped. Kesh's tail thumped. Open wide for the airplane. Mara dove the spoon in a gentle bank. Straight for Vela's maw. The princess gaped. Spoon met tongue. Slurp. She swallowed. Frill pulsed happy green. Kesh lunged. Snapped at the empty air. Mine. Mara laughed soft. Dipped fresh mash. New loop. Faster this time. Briar pitch. He reached. Claws waved. Spoon passed close. He snapped. Precise. Gulp. Eyed the bowl. Again! Vela shoved her brother. Me fly. Threx's datapad clattered. Impossible. Protocol rejection rate. 92%. Irlin gripped his pike. 10 seconds. They feed. Sarith leaned in. Mandibles stilled. Mara flew the spoon relentless. Loop, dip, taste from her lips each third pass. Twins competed. Snaps turned slurps. Bowel emptied fast. Blue smears on chins. Giggles bubbled. Alien trills like wind chimes. Vela grabbed the spoon. Tried her own wobble. Mash splattered Mara's sleeve. Kesh piled on. Licked it clean. Mara wiped chins gentle. They nuzzled her palms. Trust sealed. Threx scanned the empty bowl. Full intake. Growth metrics. Optimal. Sorith rose. Crest high. Human right prevails where science falters. Irlon relaxed his stance. Pike lowered. Threat contained. But Vela yawned. Frill drooped. Play more? Kesh nodded fierce. Clawed at Mara's tag. Tower! Airplane tower. Mara glanced at the queen. Protocol next? Bedding cycle loomed. Twins needed rest, yet their eyes pleaded. Sorith hesitated. Duty warred in her stance. One extension. Mara stood slow, balanced on one foot. Wobbled deliberate. Human tower climbs again. Twins charged, clamored her legs, pulled sleeves, giggled as she teetered. Ireland tensed. Repeat vulnerability. Trex, log data, monitor neural bonds. Sarith watched close. Mara toppled onto cushions. Twins pinned her, nuzzled necks, lapped stray mash from collar. Bond deepened. But Physician Prime thrust a new tray, dessert crystals. Mandatory closure. Kesh recoiled. Kiss sharp. Vela burrowed into Mara. Mara rocked them. Shiny game? Round 2? She dangled her tag near the crystals. Hide peek. Kesh sniffed. Touched claw to shard. Flicked tag instead. Vela nipped edge. Spat. Clung tighter. Sarith's mandibles tensed. Core sustenance rejected again. Mara hummed low. Human lullaby rhythm. Steady pulse. One step. Trust the game. Threx scoffed. Sentiment wastes cycles. Erlin paced. Airs exposed. Kesh uncurled. Eyed crystal. Mara hid tag behind it. Shiny guard. Brave it. He leaned. Lapped. Chime sang. Vela followed. Lap. Glow. Betray half done. Twin slowed. Yawns widened. Mara shifted gears. Airplane for shinies? Threx protested. Crystals fracture under motion. Sarith silenced him. Demonstrate. Mara selected tiniest shard. Balanced it on spoon tip. Delicate hold. Swoop. Slowest loop yet. Vela tracked. Leaned. Mara tasted shard speck first. Crunch. Sweet mineral. Open wide. Spoon passed. Vela snapped gentle. Swallow. Reach for next. Kesh shoved in. My turn, snap. Gulp. 10 seconds flat. Tray cleared. Twins beamed. Frills rainbow. Threx's pad beeped alarm. Over quota. Hyperabsorption. Ireland blinked. Play secures loyalty. Sorith approached. Touched Mara's shoulder. Rare contact. You bridge chasms we cannot. Mara smiled humble. Wiped final smears. Twins curled against her. Sleep tugged their eyes, but Kesh stirred. Human song? Vela echoed. Song fly. Chamber hushed. Guards shifted. Physician logged frantic. Mara hummed deeper, rocked them. Words wove in. Simple earth tune. Twinkle, twinkle. Little star. Alien ears perked. Frills synced to rhythm. Sorith tilted head. Fascinated gleam. Threx muttered. Auditory entrainment. Uncharted. Ireland stood sentinel. Softer now. Twins drifted off. Nuzzles deep. Mara kept humming. Palace cycles ticked on. Sorith lingered. Tomorrow's feedings. Your methods. Mara nodded. Duty called, but as lights dimmed, Vela whispered, Stay, human nest. Kesh clutched her finger, claw gentle. Queen's crest flared pride. Crisis cracked. Yet Mara sensed undercurrent. Palace whispers grew. Human ways spread. Ireland cleared throat. Liaison. Perimeter breach report. Off-duty staff mimics. Airplane. Threx groaned. Contagion. Sarith's eyes sharpened. Expand protocols. Human variants. Mara hid smile. Twins slept sound. One game sparked empire shift. But dawn brought new refusal. Not food. Bath rights. Twins splashed protocol tubs. Hissed at enzyme foams. Mara eyed the pools. Splash airplanes. Guards groaned. Queen nodded. Cycle spun. Human play rewrote rules. Vela splashed first. Fly me. Kesh dove. Faster. Threx scanned suds. Efficacy 99. Ireland blocked overflows. Contain the wave. Sarith overs. Explain the airplane protocol, Liaison Ven. Physician Prime Threx snapped. His mandibles clicked. Probes hovered over the twins' feeding charts. Reproducible steps. Now. Mara knelt by the low nursery dais. Prince Cachet gnawed his claw, eyes fixed on her. Princess Vela clutched a nutrient paste bowl. Both frills quivered. She kept her voice steady. It's not a protocol. It's play. Watch. She scooped paste onto a shallow spoon. Held it high. Waggled it side to side. Airplane coming in. The spoon dipped, buzzed low. Kesh's crest flared. He opened wide. Paste vanished. Vela lunged next. My fly. Threx's optics whirred. Inefficient. Risk of aspiration. Log it. Mara wiped Vela's chin. They eat double portions this way. Trust builds appetite. She glanced up. Queen's shadow loomed in the archway. Sorith's tail flicked. Demonstrate on drones first. Scale it. Nurse drones hummed forward. 6 segmented units, arms jointed for precision feeds. Mara stood. Simple loop. Arm extends full. Circles once. Dives in rhythm. Whoosh, whoosh. Land. She guided the lead drone's arm. Mimicked the path. Paste dollopied clean. Drones synced. First loop shaky. Paste splattered. Kesh hissed. Vela slammed her bowl, but second pass nailed it. Twins chomped. Frills danced. Threx logged furiously. Cadence 2-second arc. Efficacy rising. His resentment simmered. Humans bypassed his enzyme calibrations. Mara stepped back. Twins beamed. Again, Mara fly. Queen Sarth's crest rose. Council. Now. She swept from the chamber. Mara followed. Guards flanked. Irlin gripped his pike tighter. Private alcove sealed. Hollow screens flickered. Advisors bowed low. Sorith perched on her throne dais. Risk assessment. Play feeding. Human method breaches feeding edicts. Heirs thrive. Weigh it. Threx projected scans. Nutrient uptake at 110%. But unsterile motion. Vectors unknown. Advisor drones chimed data. Palace staff mimic. Corridors chaotic. Airplane spreads. Irlin leaned in. Security lapse. Outsiders probe defenses under guise of games. Sorith's eyes narrowed on Mara. Liaison, your intent? Mara met her gaze. Calm. Kids refuse rigid rights. Play tricks their brains. They eat. They bond. No threats. Silence stretched. Sorith drummed claws. Trial authorized. Guard captain. Vet all tools. Physician. Monitor. Expand if stable. Council dissolved. Mara exhaled. Twins waited. Back in nursery. Feeding hour peaked. Mara prepped her bowl. Custom alloy. Human-sized. Spoon gleamed. Irlin blocked her path. Bold. He snatched bowl and spoon. Scanner gauntlet deployed. Beam swept. Toxin probes pierced paste. He thrust them under her nose. Negative. But watch. Red lights cycled green. Twice. Read history. Mara nodded. Clear? He grunted. Returned them. Eyed her warily. One slip, human. She knelt. Airplane inbound. Spoon-looped twins squealed. Paste gone in minutes. Threx oversaw drones. They aped her loop. Twins tolerated. Barely. Next cycle. Mara rose to leave. Duty shift ended. Cash hurled his bowl. It clanged. Paste arced. No, Mara, stay. Vela mirrored. Bowl shattered on tile. Human fly only. Frill slammed flat. Refusal lockdown. Drones advanced. Twins spat paste. Claws slashed arms. Hisses echoed. Threx recoiled. Containment. Irlon surged. Pikes herded. Twins burrowed under cushions. Starved themselves. Sorith stormed in. Cease. Human. Resume. Mara scooped them up. Easy.
Airplane encore?
They uncurled. Nuzzled her shoulder. Ate from her hand. Queen's mandibles clenched. Palace decree. Airplane hazardous. Prohibited. Whispers raced corridors. Staff halted games. Feeding drones enforced protocols. Dawn cycle. Great hall buzzed. Court nobles gathered. Heirs presented. Cache perched on dais. Bow before him. Drone offered paste. Straight feed, he swatted it. Bull flew. Splattered advisor. Vela followed. No fly. Boycott. Her bowl cracked on throne base. Court gasped. Sorith rose. Heirs. Twins linked arms. Crests locked defiant. Mara. Or nothing, nobles murmured. Human taint. Royal boycott. Refusal critical. Dehydration imminent. Irlon scanned crowds. Tension coiled. Sorith signaled Mara. Forward. Demonstrate. Override. But hall doors sealed. Protocol drones barred her. Hazard label active. Twins wailed. Kesh clawed dais. Vela toppled goblet. Court feeds halted. Nobles shoved bowls aside. Heirs starve. We stand, chaos rippled. Boycott spread. Paste bowls slammed palace wide. Sorith's tail lashed. Open doors! Human cleared! Mara rushed dais. Twins lunged. Fly now. Spoon looped. Court watched. Paste vanished. Cheers erupted. Threx logged. Paradigm shift. Irlin lowered pike. Nodded once. Sorith watched twins nuzzle Mara. Pride gleamed. Human variance integrates. Mara hummed the tune. Twins synced. Court mimicked loops and shadows. One game boycotted the crown. Now it rewrote it. But whispers lingered. Deeper halls stirred. What next? Human baths? Human nests? Twins tugged her sleeve. Stay forever? Mara smiled. Crisis bent. Palace bent further. Physician Prime Threx cornered her post-feed. Refine the loop. Drone matrix needs variance. Mara traced pattern in air. Add wobble. Mimics wind. Engages them. Drones adjusted. Twins giggled. Efficacy spiked. Queen convened again. Scale to outer nurseries. Risk models? Threx projected. Stable. Human oversight minimal. Ireland tested fresh spoons. Green across board. Perimeter holds. Twins refused drone-only trials. Slammed every time Mara stepped out. Bowls flew like projectiles. Sorith overruled edicts. Play-feeding cannon. Palace adapted. Staff looped spoons in halls. Feeds normalized, but bath rights escalated. Twins demanded splash airplanes. Enzyme pools churned. Mara eyed suds. Dive bombers? They plunged. Efficacy peaked. Threx groaned. 99% clean. Irland dammed overflows. Waves contained. Asarith oversaw. Crest high. Human sparked loyalty no protocol matched. Mara rocked them post-bath. Humming resumed. Twinkle twinkle. Alien ears perked. Court hummed faint echoes. One kindness snowballed. Empire's heirs thrived. Yet Irland pulled her aside. Scans detect off-world probes. Your dames. Draw eyes. Mara nodded. Duty deepened. Twins curled close. Human nest? She stayed. Trust sealed. Council expanded. Integrate human aids? Sorith decreed. Alliance protocols. Threx resisted. Mara proved. Drones looped flawless. Boycott etched history. Palace flew now. Kesh whispered. Teach guards fly? Vela nodded. All fly. Irland stiffened. Crisis solved. Play reigned, but outer rims buzzed. Human ways contagious? Empire shifted. One spoon at a time. Threx slammed his datapad on the nursery console. Gut flora destabilizes further. Sedation feeding now, Majesty. No alternatives. Queen Sorith's mandibles clicked sharp. She loomed over the twins' enclosure, her twins huddling in the nutrient mulch, beaks clamped shut. Prince Cage flicked a wing at the physician. Princess Vela mirrored him, shoving the offered slurry bowl with her tiny claw. Mara Ven stood at the enclosure's edge, hands clasped behind her back. The air hummed with enzyme vents and the twins' distressed chirps. She watched Sorith's crest flatten, a royal sign of strain. Human, Sorith snapped, eyes locking on Mara. You stay. Contain this until crisis passes. No excursions. Mara nodded once. Understood, Majesty, Threx hissed. Uncredentialed oversight, protocols demand. Overruled. Sorith's voice cut like crystal. Results or exile. Guard Captain Irland shifted at the door, his armored tail twitching. He scanned Mara head to foot, scanner beeping yellow caution. Mara slipped through the enclosure gate. The twins recoiled, Kesh hissing low, Vela puffing her frill. Their beaks glistened with dried refusal, scales dull from days without intake. She knelt 2 paces away. No sudden moves. Hey, little flyers. Who's ready for chase? Kesh tilted his head, wary. Vela blinked, frill half lowering. Mara scooped a soft hoverball from the floor. She rolled it slow, toward Keish's perch. He batted it back, tentative. Mara caught it mid-air, tossed it light underhand. Vela lunged, snagging it with a triumphant squeak. Play sparked. Mara bounced the ball between them, voices low and rhythmic. Zoom, catch. Zoom, wings flapped. Chases looped the enclosure. Threx peered through the viewport. Distraction waste cycles. Ireland gripped his pike tighter. One slip. Human. Mara ignored them. 10 minutes in. Breaths evened. She pulled the nutrient bowl close. Same one they'd rejected thrice. Dipped a finger. Let a drop glisten. Your turn to chase this? Kesh eyed it. Sniffed. Recoiled at the sharp tang. Alien to their palate flora. Mara waited. Ball rolled forgotten. Vela crept forward first, nudged the bowl. Mara held steady. One bite flyer, then more zoom. Vela pecked. Tiny, measured. Slurry vanished. Kesh watched, then mirrored. Mara praised soft. Good hunters. Intake hit 5%. Better than 0. Sorith watched from her dais, crest half raised. Next cycle, Mara repeated. Ball first. Chases wilder. Kesh dive-bombed her shoulder. Vela clung to her sleeve, chirping demands. Bowl approached. They pecked faster, but Kesh clamped too hard. Spoon bent, shard snapped. Vela shrieked, mimicking outrage. Bowl overturned. Mara stayed calm. Inspected the break. Too tough for sharp beaks. Hold position. She signaled a drone, soft-tipped feeder. Priority. Drone word in, delivered gel feeder. Human pediatric design, flexible silicone mimic. Mara tested the tip. Yielded under pressure. Round 2. Flyers. Ball flew. Play rebuilt trust. Kesh latched gentle. Sucked measured pulls. Vela followed, frill fluffing content. Threx burst in. Improvised tool. Contamrisk. Efficacy 23%, Mara said, showing the log. No Contamba. Sorith entered. Progress? Building. Mara wiped Vela's beak. They bond through steps. Play opens bites. Queen's eyes narrowed. Pride flickered. Duty clashed with need. Ireland scanned the feeder. Green cleared. Cycles blurred. Routine locked. Ball chases escalated to wing tag. Mara darted low, letting claws graze safe. Laughter chirps filled the nursery. Feeder pulls hit 50%. Gut scan stabilized. Threx grudgingly logged, but Queen's feeds lagged. Twins rejected her bowl outright. Slams echoed. Sorith's crest drooped private. They refuse me. Mara paused mid-game. Twins perched on her knee. Feeders empty. Majesty, copy this? She tapped her chest twice, then extended the feeder slow. Palm up. Safe signal. They learned it from me. Sarith hesitated. Royals didn't mimic aids. Kesh watched, head cocking expectant. Queen stepped close, tapped her armored chest. Thud, echoing. Extended claw, palm broad. Vela chirped question. Kesh nudged forward. Sorith offered the feeder. Mimic perfect. Vela latched. Pulled deep. Kesh joined. Intake spiked. Queen held still. Mandibles soft. Threx gaped. Flora rebounding. 84%. Irlin lowered pike fraction. Threat null. Mara backed away, quiet. Twins full, nestled against royal scales. Sorith met her gaze. Routine cannon. Expand parameters. Mara nodded, but Kesh tugged her sleeve. More zoom? Vela echoed. Human zoom! Queen stiffened. Duty pulled her to counsel. Threx cleared throat. Sedation. Obsolete. Irlin eyed the door. Probes hummed distant. Off-world chatter. Mara scooped ball. One more chase, then nest time. Twins dove. Routine deepened, but Sorith lingered at gate. Human. Bedtime right? Mara hummed low. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Vibration soothed alien ears. Queen echoed faint. Trust bridged. Threx logged. Irlon patrolled tighter. Crisis cracked, one game at a time. Drones adjusted feeds. Twins giggled. Mara watched Sarith join the hum. Faint. Regal. Efficacy spiked. Queen convened council. Human stays. Scale oversight. Threx projected models. Risk minimal. Irlin tested feeders. All green. Twins refused solo trials. Bowls flew when Mara stepped out. Sarith overruled. Play cannon. Palace adapted. Staff looped routines. Bath rights next. Twins demanded. Splash zoom. Enzyme pools frothed. Mara eyed depths. Dive ready? They plunged. Suds flew. Threx groaned. Clean metrics peak. Ireland contained spills. Sarith oversaw. Human kindness outpaced protocols. Mara rocked post-bath. Humming resumed. Twins curled. Court echoed tunes. One routine snowballed. Irlan pulled Mara aside. Probes detected. Your games attract eyes. She nodded. Stayed. Council pushed. Integrate aids. Sarith decreed. Alliance. Threx yielded. Mara proved. Kesh whispered. Teach guards. Vela cheered. All zoom! Irlan stiffened. Mara grinned, hidden in it. Empire shifted. Play won. Outer rims buzzed. Human ways spread. One feeder sealed it. Queen Sareth dropped to her knees beside Mara on the nursery floor. Vroom vroom. Here comes the sky feeder. Mara steadied the nutrient loop in her hand. The flexible tube, tipped with a soft bulb of protein mash, curved like a wing. She looped it slow, just as she'd shown the queen minutes ago. Prince Keisha's frilled crest twitched. Princess Vela's tail lashed once. The queen gripped the loop's end. Her claws clicked precise against the grip. She mimicked Mara's pitch perfectly, high whine dropping to rumble. No royal trill marred it. Sarith's compound eyes locked on Vela. The princess clamped her beak shut. Mara held breath. Threx hovered at the chamber's edge. Scanner humming. Majesty. Protocols demand. Sarith's voice sliced. She banked the loop left. Dive for the hangar air. Vela turned her head. Beak stayed sealed. The loop whooshed past. Nutrient bulb brushed her cheek. She flinched but held firm. Erlin tensed across the room. His plasma lance hummed low charge. Guards flanked the arches. Crests flared. One twitch from the human, and they'd swarm. Mara kept palms open. No sudden moves. She'd earned this slot through baths and chases, not force. The twins trusted her routines. Now the queen borrowed them. Sarith reset without pause. Climb out. Vroom vroom, loop arced high. Vela's eyes tracked it. Deke parted a slit, then snapped shut. Second refusal. Rex's tail rattled. 3 passes maximum per cycle. Yielding reinforces. Sarith ignored him. She looped exact. Mara's rhythm, human hum added soft. Bank right, scout wing. Vela's crest drooped. She swatted the air. Loop dodged. Third miss. The princess hissed, tail coiling tight. Protest escalated. She rolled onto her side, facing the enzyme pool. Mara glanced at Kesh. The prince watched his sister, beak agape. Hunger sense thickened the air, sharp, acrid. 2 days without full feeds. Empire teetered on air's weakness. Sarith held steady. No frustration creased her frills. She waited. Vela peeked back. Queen looped once more. Final approach. Hangar doors. 4th pass. Bulb hovered. Vela lunged. Beak clamped the tip. She sucked hard. Nutrients slurped clean. Sarith's shoulders eased. Victory. Air. Mara smiled faint. Routine worked. Human play pierced royal standoff. Kesh tapped Mara's wrist. 2 quick pats. Signal they'd invented during chases. My turn. Mara passed the loop. Sarith took it seamless. Your flight, Prince. Vroom. Kesh opened wide first pass. No tests. He gulped the mash. Crest vibrating approval. Threx log data. Efficacy 90 to 4%. Ireland lowered his lance. Charge whined down. Perimeter softens. Nursery only. Guards shifted. Lances angled out, not in. Sorith fed Kesh 3 loops steady. Vela scooted closer, demanding seconds. Queen obliged, alternating airs. Mash bowls emptied first time in cycles. Mara wiped a smear from Vela's beak. Soft cloth, human gentle. Princess nuzzled it. Council chamber feeds buzzed active. Drones captured every loop. Outer rims watched. Sarith rose smooth. Airs sated at her feet. Human. Explain the signal. Mara met her gaze. Kesh's tap means ready. Builds trust. No rush. Queen nodded once. Canyon expands. All feeds now airplane. Threx sputtered. But textures, results, override. Sorith turned to Irlan. Test human guards tomorrow. Twins request. Captain stiffened. Majesty? Kesh whispered it. Vela cheered. Sarith's frills flared command. Alliance drills. Irlan bowed. Eyes flicked to Mara. Wary, but thawing. Mara scooped empty bowls. Twins burrowed into nest pads. crests drooping sleep, routine sealed. Probes hummed approval from Bents, feeds spiked empire-wide. Next cycle dawned sharp. Mara entered nursery. Twins bolted upright. Zoom! Sarith waited at nest edge. No throne. She knelt again. Airplanes first, then chase. Vela tugged Mara's sleeve. Queen zoom too? Mara nodded. All zoom. Threx arrived with scanners. He adjusted beams, silent. No protests. Irlon posted outer. Soft watch. Report anomalies. Feeds frothed in enzyme pools. Mara tested depths. Dive ready. Twins plunged. Suds exploded. Sarith dipped a claw, flicked foam. Laughter trilled, regal echo. Threx groaned soft. Metrics peak. Again. Post-bath Mara rocked nest. Humming low. Twinkle, twinkle. Sarith joined faint. Twins curled tight. Council interrupted. Aid bowed low. Rim queries flood majesty. Human rights. Integrate. Sarith rose. Mara trained staff. Threx yielded scanner. Protocols adapt. Erlin pulled Mara aside post-home. Probes cluster. Your games draw eyes. Alliance, she nodded calm. Play wins, he grunted. Tested a feeder loop himself. Vroom experimental. Twins giggled. Empire shifted gears. Kesh whispered next feed. Guards airplane? Vela bounced. All. Mara grinned hidden. Sarith convened late. Human stays permanent. Oversight scales. Threx projected. Risk minimal. Bonds quantify. Ireland saluted. Perimeter expands. Human cleared. Twins demanded encore. Bulls flew only when Mara mimed absence. Sarith overruled. Play cannon full. Palace staff looped routines. Bath rights frothed louder. Chases echoed halls. Outer rims buzzed feeds. Human ways spread. One feeder sealed it. Probes adjusted. Drones beamed wide. Mara watched Sarith loop solo. Queen banked perfect. Heirs devoured. Threx logged peak. Ireland softened patrols. Crisis cracked wide. Human kindness snowballed. Vela tugged Sarith's frill. Mama zoom chase? Queen paused, then dropped low. Lead on air. They bolted. Mara followed steady. Empire played. Irlon trailed. Lance slung loose. Anomaly. Smiles. Mara hummed ahead. Trust bridged full. Council feeds hit records. Rims clamored. More humans? Sarith decreed mid-chase. Alliance deepens. Twins cheered. Kesh tapped all rests. Play one absolute. Threx packed scanners. Efficacy. Total. Guards mimed loops off duty. Laughter spread. Mara scooped ball. One more chase. They dove. Routine eternal. Probes hummed distant. Off-world chatter peaked. Queen lingered gate. Bedtime right? Mara hummed. Twinkle. Sarith echoed strong. Court joined faint. One game sealed empires. Threx slammed his data slate onto the nursery console. Play-feeding routine. Codified. Airplane maneuver enters doctrine. Effective immediately. Mara blinked at the glowing protocol. Lines detailed wingspans, dive angles, and puree trajectories. She stifled a laugh. The twins, Kesh and Vela, curled in their nests, frills twitching from the twinkle right. Queen Sarith loomed nearby, her mandibles clicking approval. Physician Prime, Mara said, voice steady. It works because they choose it, not angles. Consent first. Rex's crest flared. Human metrics vague. Doctrine demands precision. Or heirs starve again. Guard shifted. Irlon gripped his lance tighter. Sarith's gaze pinned Mara. One wrong word insulted the crown. Mara nodded. Train the staff. Wide hesitated. Chonum cues. Threx hesitated, then tapped the slate. Demonstrate. Mara knelt by Keisha's nest. The prince's eyes snapped open, wary. His frill quivered. Yellow stripes meant caution. She extended her hand slow. Palm up. No grab. Kesh sniffed. Touched one claw. Green pulse lit his scales. Trust. See? Mara said to the clustered feeders. Yellow. Wait. Red flare. Stop. Green. Go. Vela uncurled. Bounced her tail. Mara teach. Airplane staff. Feeders leaned in. One mimicked the palm up. Vela slapped it green. Cheers rippled. Threx logged it. Consent appendix added. Quantifiable now. Irlin grunted. Threat assessment. Play disarms. Sorith stepped forward. Her shadow engulfed Mara. Human. Your ways feed my heirs. Palace doctrine bends. You claim nursery authority? Mara met the Queen's multifaceted eyes. Pride warred with desperation there. One human game bridged species chasms, but titles bound forever. Goal clear, except without overreach. Conflict, alien hierarchy crushed outsiders. Outcome, trust deepened. I serve, Mara said, with routines that stick. Sorith's frills smoothed. Liaison no more. Keeper of heir's joy. Official, bind it. The Rex projected the seal, hollow-stamped. Palace feeds lit up. Kesh yanked Mara's sleeve. No, flight first, Vela piled on. One more. Mara zoom. They tugged her toward the play pit. Balls scattered. Chases waited. Sarth's mandibles parted. Amusement? Heir's command. Mara let them pull. Dropped low. Engines on. 3, 2, twins shrieked, leapt onto her back. Wings flapped wild. Irlin blocked the archway. Perimeter breach. Play halts. Cache flared red. Puree bowls tipped from memory. Mara banked gentle. Captain. They eat when safe. Trust the game. Irlin eyed the twins' grips. Vela's claws dug happy green. He stepped aside. Lance lowered. Threx scanned mid-loop. Adrenaline spikes optimal. Doctrine holds. Mara soared them high. Dived to nests. Bowls waited. Untouched till now. Twins snatched spoons. Devoured. Sorith watched. Solo loop next? No, she joined. Queen wings hummed. Perfect arc. Feeders copied. Palace halls echoed zooms. Mara landed soft. Twins clung. Stay. Family flight. Vela tapped Mara's wrist. Mimic of Kesh's old signal. Green all around.
Sarth decreed. Keeper accepts.
Tomorrow's routine. Yours. Dust settled. Morning chase. Bath froth. Feeds with choices. Twinkle close. Queen nodded. Seal it. Threx filed airplane empire-wide. Probes buzzed approval. But twins refused nests. Mara, nest. Ireland tensed. Guards formed. Mara scooped a ball. One chase. Then sleep. They dove. Laughter pealed. Staff trained fast. Feeder Lyra palm-upped Vela. Green tap. Spoon flew true. Another mimed dive. Kesh corrected. Higher. Mara high. Threx adjusted slate. Human baseline. Intuitive. Alien protocol. Enhanced. Sorith pulled Mara aside mid-chase. Council views feeds. Rims demand humans. Your kindness snowballs. Mara hummed. Just play. They lead. Queen's claw grazed Mara's arm. Rare touch. You bridge. Heirs bond. Cross species. Empire follows. Twins tackled. Mama. Mara! All fly! Sorith dropped low. Mara flanked. Irlon trailed loose. Chase blurred halls. Guards saluted mid-mime. Threx packed scanners. Crisis. Resolved. Efficacy. Absolute. One feeder sealed probes. Airplane policy. Galactic. Mara watched Sarth bank solo for heirs. Bowls emptied. Frills glowed full. Vela tugged Queen's frill. Mama zoom chase? Sorith paused. Dropped predatory low. Lead. Air. They bolted. Mara steady behind. Empire played. Irlon slung lance. Anomaly. Smiles on all. Council feeds peaked. More humans? Sorith mid-chase. Alliance deepens. Twins cheered. Kesh tapped wrists. Empire-wide signal. Play absolute. Mara scooped ball. Bed now? No. Flight. She grinned. Wings up. One more. Routines locked. Palace buzzed. Next dawn. Threx convened staff. Airplane doctrine. Phase 2. Consent. Mandatory. Mara fronted. Demode stop signs. Red flare on cue. Staff froze perfect. Feeder Lyra aced it. Vela rewarded green slaps. Kesh tested boundaries. Sniffed new textures. Mara waited palm up. He chose. Sorith observed from throne nest. Keeper. Title binds you. Nursery yours. Mara bowed light. Routines first. Heirs happy. Done. Seal flashed. Feeds broadcast. Twins yanked. Play circle. Mara in. They encircled. Balls flew. Demands. Flight. Chase. Zoom. Mara obliged. Back dives. Froth baths foamed wild. Earlong patrolled soft. Human cleared permanent. Perimeter joy. Threx projected graphs. Bonds quantify. Risks null. One tap started it. Now palace doctrine. Staff looped. Outer rims clamored. Human ways. Probes beamed. Drones wide. Sarith looped solo. Heirs devoured. Vela tugged. Mama chase. Queen led. Mara followed. Trust bridged. Crisis cracked. But bedtime loomed. Twins clung. Mara family. Nest here. Sarith's eyes gleamed. Heirs claim. Keeper stays. Irland saluted. Guards stood down. Mara hummed twinkle. They echoed. Court joined. One game sealed. Twins made her family. Airplane policy filed galactic. Empire smiled. Threx's slate pinged. Amendment. Human integral. Mara banked. Last flight. Twins slept mid-air grip. Palace theirs.